let's go and get the Ranger. What's on the cards today, I hear you ask? Great question. Let's have a look. So we're going to put you somewhere. I'll hold you for a minute. All right, we've got a couple of things for today. First one is I've just recently gone and bought this. So for those playing at home, this is a ScanGauge-3. To read some vehicle statistics, gauges, diagnostics, monitor. Yeah, that's going to be today. I want to put this in the car because I want to see what the trans temp looks like when it's driving normally, so without the camper. But then I also see what it looks like with the camper trailer attached. So we've got the ScanGauge-3 that I'm going to put in the car today. I've never used it. I've never installed one. I believe it's just plug and play on the onboard diagnostics port, which for the Ranger is on driver's side. There's a fuse panel there, there's a port there, and I believe there's one behind it. So if there's one behind, I want to use that one because I can, and then we'll run it up, and it's got a window suction included in here, which is pretty cool. And we'll just try and suck it on the corner, out of the way, but close enough that I can actually see what's going on. So let's get cracking. Let's see if we can do it. Again. All right. So guys, today we've got a ScanGauge-3 that I want to install in the Ranger. So I've been wanting one of these for a while just to monitor the trans temp when we do our drive around. So thought I'd take the opportunity. Car is filthy, so please excuse that. It's long overdue for a clean. I've just lost the motivation to do it. We take it out, it gets dirty, so I'll probably clean it before our next trip, hopefully, maybe. So unboxing, we've got the window suction. So this one includes a window suction mount, which is handy because I'm going to put it up here in the corner. You've got your cable and OBD2 port there as well, and then this must be the unit itself. A destruction manual, which if you follow me on previous videos, I should actually read that first, but stuff it, let's just get on with it. Alright, so unit itself. So here we go, here's your ScanGauge 2.0. I just want to probably loosely see what it looks like on the window. And then we can go from there as to whether or not I need to move it or do anything with it or whatever that might look like. So, window suction. I always suck with these things. Right. So there's your magnet. Cool. So you get a magnet, 3M magnet, that's what that's for. So our idea is we're going to look to probably put it here. I want to see the unit like so. So if I can get it in the pillar corner there, that'll basically. Okay, that's how bad I was. I had to use a knife to get that started. Anyway, that's done. Alright, so we'll just pop the magnet on the back. Anywhere in the middle will do. And what that does is magnetizes the suction mount. And then before we stick it on, I'm just going to try and find a place. So somewhere like that'll do, because it's got a...
So provided kindly, I'm just going to rub that on the anywhere in here, because that's where it's going to go. Somewhere in there. Cool. I'm going to get that out.
In the car. Running the cable is going to be the next one. Haven't really thought that through yet. So it plugs into the back of the unit with what looks like a standard telephone jack, like an RJ12 or something. And then you get your like a 90-degree ScanGauge onboard diagnostics port. So it looks like they give you a decent enough chunk of cable, which is nice. So I'm just going to mount this loosely, if I can loosen that off and loosen that off, so I get some flexibility there on how this is going to go. Stay there now. Cool. Alright, so for those that haven't played with onboard diagnostics before, I'll show you quickly what that looks like down here. Alright, so on the Ranger, we have a little kick panel here. So it's the fuse panel, which is right there. Pull this off, like so. be careful not to break it. So there's your onboard diagnostics there. You've got a white plug on the outside. And I've read, I don't know how accurate this is, I might just feel that first. Apparently, allegedly, there was one on the back as well, but that might not be the case. So there is something plugged into there, which will probably be the back end of that. Ah, there's one back here. So I'll see if I can show you that. I don't know how well we'll be able to see that. There is what feels like another plug there, back here. So we might give that a crack and see if we can get it into there. I don't know how lucky or how much luck we're going to have with this camera trying to show you this. So bear with me. It's a bit shonky because I've got a spider leg there trying to do it. And they are tapered, so they can only go in one way. So what I'll try and find on this is the way it's sitting. Alright, so it's fat end up top, which I kind of suspected. And then if we gently, there we go. It was easy. Somewhere on, I think. Yep, cool. That was easy. So now we want to run this up to the back of the unit. Alright, so what I'm going to use is probably just in the seal of this door and then come out in this groove and then just come around in behind the unit. So, okay, so in the back there, like so, and then that just magnet mounts back on. Oh, you can see it's on. So we must be plugged into the onboard diagnostics because it's got power. So I need to hide this stuff now. So what we'll do is, fuck this spider leg thing. Okay, enough. So if we just pop out the door rubber for the moment. Cool, nice. See the auto sparkies also ran some stuff in here, which is fine. We'll just tuck this away. I do want to use that, so there should be enough there to push that in behind, like so. So it's completely tucked out the way. We won't even know that it's, the clip's been broken. Someone's busted the clip on it. That's why it's so easy. But essentially I'm just gonna cover that back up again now, like that, right? It's fairly neat. As I said before, I'm just a rookie here. So I might get us a couple of zip ties and we might just pull this back up and just zip it and tuck it out the way like so it doesn't interfere with the driving ability. So we've got a couple of zip ties here. So firstly, I'll probably just zip the coil that we just made together. So I'll bring that back out and I'll just throw a zippy over this because I don't want it to get caught up in the pedal or anything like that, because that would be very dangerous and very irresponsible of me. So I'll just zip that up there. That one's a bit long, so we'll just use a shorter one like that. Okay. Don't make the coils too tight on the cable because you might actually damage it. Alright, so we'll just tuck that off out of the way. Cut the tails off, like so. And then, I don't know if I can just sit that in there, right? That's just like a pocket. So I reckon that's good enough for me. I'm just gonna tuck that in there. So now that's all done and dusted. That's very tidy from my end. So just in there real quick. We'll have a look and see how well that goes after, but you've got the plug in here somewhere, comes into the cable, goes in through the rubber of the door, up, out at the top, into the back of the unit. Literally guys, the timer's running on this camera. It's taken 5.5 minutes to get to here. All we have to do now is put this back in, and knows that no, the bottom tab's going first. You push that up. We are done. Without configuring the unit, of course. Okay, update's finished. So I've just selected more, set up. So we've gone through and like changed any of the display stuff yet. Vehicle, tank size, I think we're about an 80 litre tank, but I'll confirm that later. It's a 3.2 litre Ranger, fuel type is diesel. The units, I want to probably keep them as degrees Celsius, kilometres, litres, PSI, dollar, and I've turned on the litres per 100. I'm not going to adjust any of these settings yet. And I'm not going to make any advanced changes to the unit yet. I have done a Wi-Fi update already, which we saw at the beginning. So we're essentially ready now to, I've done an X scan, so when we go into more X gauge, it's gone and pulled in the information specific for the Ranger already, which is cool. So now I'm ready for looking at the gauges, and I had to play around already, but from what I've learned, we can just tap and hold one of the fuel or one of the gauges that are here, and we can adjust it as needed. So you attach it, I got ambient temp, I can swap that out to ambient temp, which is cool because my model is a base Ranger and I don't actually have an ambient air temp, which is sweet. So today's distance, I don't really care too much about that. I'm more interested in like coolant temps and trans temps and stuff like that. So I'm going to go around and change those, because that is really what I bought this for, is to look at the trans temp, which is under X gauge, I think, because it's specific to my Ranger. So it's 45 there. Again, trip cost, I don't really care too much about this. I want EGTs as well, so I can see what my exhaust gas temp's doing. So we'll take EGT4. So again, I will tinker with these anyway, but as you saw, it's pretty easy to change. Just tap on it. If you want trip related stuff, if you want car specific stuff, you can go and throw that in there. The standard gauges, which are on the standard page. So you got air cooler, ambient temp, battery voltage, all that sort of good stuff. Engine load, bits and pieces. So guys, super easy unit to use. The other good reason, or other reason to probably have one of these, other than checking your temps, is if you do get stranded, you do have this scan function, right? And it's going to do a scan of the vehicle's computer or its ECU and just tell you if there's any issues. So I've got an engine light off, which is good because I don't have one on. And hopefully we don't throw an error code, but if we did, we should be able to see what it is, give you some sort of indication as to what's going on. The option to clear it or have a look at it will come up as well. So that's my little DIY on putting in our ScanGauge-3 into the Ranger. Probably took me 15 minutes to install, or 10 minutes to install, and another 5 minutes to kind of turn it on and download the updates and whatever. So this will take some time to get used to and find the gauges that I want to see and use and all that sort of stuff. So I have missed out on an ambient air temp because, like, the Ranger, I've got a real basic one with a CarPlay unit and whatever, but it doesn't have an ambient air temperature anywhere, so I'm super stoked to have outside temp. Alright, let's leave it there. I'm going to use this for a little bit and then we'll get to see what a baseline looks like when we take the Ranger for a drive without the camper trailer. We'll then have to do it again once we've got the camper and see what the difference looks like. I'm expecting it'll be, obviously the numbers will be different, but what I'm really interested to see is what the trans temp does. I don't know what a baseline looks like, so we're doing a big trip at the end of the year and I want to make sure that my trans doesn't get too hot because Rangers are known for transmission problems. So we're just doing due diligence here, guys, to make sure that we're monitoring it actively, and if we need to, at any point, if it gets too hot, we'll put a cooler on, we'll drop those temps, but I don't know what to look for if I'm not actively monitoring it. So the whole point of this is to watch these temps, identify a baseline. If we start towing in the summer and it gets too hot, we just pull over, right? That's the whole point for watching this, so it doesn't go through the roof and cause us issues. Hopefully this can save me an engine or a trans or something in the future, and then it's paid for itself. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did installing it. It was a super simple install. I'm stoked with how it's turned out, and yeah, I look forward to using this and actually watching the temps, because that kind of stuff tickles my fancy. I like watching numbers move. Thanks, guys. See you in the next video. Quick update. So there's been one job I've been meaning to do for a while since we put the TPMS in. So since I put the iCheck TPMS in, there's been one job that I've been meaning to do for quite some time because it annoys the shit out of me, and that is to fix this damn thing to the dash mat. So Velcro. All right, and what we're going to do is grab the unit. You won't get any of that off again, but I've got a bit of Velcro in my hand here, so I'm just going to pull the stickers off so we can stick this bad boy to the do we stick it to the unit? Yeah, I'm going to stick it straight to the TPMS unit and get rid of the little pad that it's sitting on. Alright, so I've got Velcro on there, two sides. I'm not touching it because it doesn't have any dog hair, but I'm essentially just going to sit that here. Stop it from moving, because it's been annoying the crap out of me for ages. Since we put it in, it's been annoying me. Alrighty, we're good. Life's good. Alright, so ScanGauge installed. TPMS has Velcro on it now, so it's not going to move. I'm actually really happy, guys. I've not had this many gadgets in my car before. It's mint. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm going to take this for a spin and just check all these numbers as they move around. I'm going to have a ball. It'll be like a kidney candy shop. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.